Hello there, thank you for staying with us and welcome to another edition of Channels Beam on Channels Television. I'm Victor Matthias. Now, after many years of Nigerians making calls for a change in the chain of command of Nigeria's security architecture, President Muhammadu Buhari accepted the resignation of Nigeria's service chiefs and wasted no time in announcing their replacements. Now, while some have received the news with some form of hope, others believe the change won't bring about the needed success in the fight against insurgency. And this will be our focus on the program today. Plus, we will be taking a look at how social media is impacting users, especially teenagers and youths, in the wake of challenges that have been trending globally. But before we get into all of that, let's first see what made the social media an interesting space in the past week.
After 6 years of service, followed by calls and outcry by Nigerians, President Muhammadu Buhari relieved service chiefs of their duties after they sent in their resignation letters. They were quickly replaced by officers who had been in charge to bring an end to the insurgency in the country. As the search for the missing girls from Chibok continues, there were jubilations after a report emerged that some of the girls escaped from their abductors. While the father of one of the escaped girls confirmed his daughter spoke to him, the Chief of Defense Staff says the Nigerian army is not in possession of any of the girls. SpaceX and Tesla head honcho Elon Musk appeared on the audio-exclusive app Clubhouse, and his conversation became the talk of the town as he discussed Mars becoming a multi-planet species, monkey brain implants, and Bitcoin, amongst many other things. His session was filled in 2 seconds, with the 6 overflow listening rooms also filled, leading to a forced stream on video app YouTube.
Well, there you go. Those were the trends in the past week, but you can be a part of the conversation as we begin from anywhere you are watching around the world. Just tweet at us at Channels TV, at Channels Beam, at Victor_MBIDI. You can use the hashtag Channels Beam as well as the hashtag Insecurity. But now joining us to look at today's topic, we have with us, joining us via Zoom from Gashua in Yobe State, Kabiru Baba. He is a lecturer at the Federal University in Yobe State, and he is also a security analyst. Kabir, it's a pleasure to have you on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Indeed. We also have joining us via Zoom again, but this time around from Abuja, the nation's capital, Adeuko Ademola. He is a digital content creator, a writer, a good governance advocate, and a socio-political commentator. Thanks as well for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having me on the show, Victor.
Fantastic. So kicks out the program for us, Kabir. What reaction did you elicit the moment you heard that the president had made a change in the security architecture?
All right. We have all been agitating for a change in the military, and then the president provided that for Nigerians. And then those people that he provided are people that have worked with the theater commands in the past. If you look at General Rabo, he was among those that started the Operation Lafi Adoli. He was among those that rescued 103 Chibok girls, and he was among those that recaptured the Sambisa forest. Then you look at Atairu that took over for him also. He also was a commander of the theater command. So these are people that have worked with the soldiers, and they know what Nigerians are expecting from them, and we expect them to bring that. If you also look at the chief of Esther, Ishak, he was a deputy theater commander, acting deputy theater commander at a point. So these are people that have worked in this field and we expect the best from them. So when we saw those names up, we're excited to have them holding this position for as service chief now.
Yeah, so one of the concerns that some Nigerians have raised is the fact that these people, like you said, were part of the architecture that just left. So if they were not able to maybe perhaps make so much input, like you said, the chief of defense staff was there in the theater command. The chief of air staff also was also acting theater commander at a point and deputy theater commander. We also know that the chief of army staff was also a theater commander as well. In fact, he was the one who took over from the chief of defense staff in 2017. So they were all part and parcel of this architecture that left, and we perhaps would say we haven't gotten to where we want to be, but what is the assurance that they will perform beyond when they were part of the previous administration now, so to speak? Kabir. All right, I think...
Okay. Yeah, I'm back with you.
Okay.
Yeah, what the agitation for the change in the security apparatus architecture of Nigeria has been glamoring for a long time. And these are people that we believe have been seeing all this glamour for change. Now, when those people were commanders, they also have instructions that comes down from the chain of command, which is the chief of army staff, chief of defense staff. Now, on their own, they cannot really do things without having instruction from the top. But we believe now that they are in charge, they have the final say, and these are men that if you speak with any soldier on the ground, they will tell you that they are men that they really believe will bring the needed change to the Nigerian army. So we have a lot of hope in them that they will bring those change to the Nigerian army, and the end of this insecurity will be sooner than later.
Well, I know that that's the hope of every Nigerian right now, that the insecurity comes to an end sooner rather than later. But let me quickly move to Abuja, where Demola Adeko is also joining us via Zoom to also, be a part of this conversation. Tell us a little bit of how he feels. Demola, how hopeful would you say you were when you heard about the change in the chain of command of the Nigerian army or security forces?
Well, the change of the service chief was came a little bit too late, but of course it was something that we expected for a very long time. However, it has come, and of course, if I'm, being a patriotic Nigerian, I would tell you that I'm very, very hopeful that things will change this time around. However, the reality on ground, of course, keeps us in check, because at the end of the day, you can see that this new service chief are part of the architecture. They are part of the guys who have always been there before. And of course, if you look at General Buratai, who also left the position of Chief of Army Staff under President Goodluck Jonathan, he was also a member of the hierarchy. As a matter of fact, he was in charge of procurement. I think this is public information. So the work the army has done over the years, and I mean from the previous administration of President Goodluck Jonathan, we've seen the lapses, we've seen the failures, and of course we've seen the victories. This also went into the new administration, and we had the old guys, coming into the new administration, and so far we've recorded some successes, and of course the failures have also been there with us. Going forward, personally, if you ask me, I am hopeful, but the truth is, I'm actually not expecting so much from the new guys, because at the end of the day, these are people who are also a part of the past administration of the security architecture in the country. So I'm quite hopeful, but then of course I'm not expecting too much. I'm not expecting so much from them, because what I think that we need is a serious restructuring and reorientation of the Nigerian army and how these security apparatus work. And until we do that, we might not really get the kind of change that we hope to see. The changes might not be so significant. So, in brevity, what I'm just going to tell you is that I have hope. However, I'm not expecting so much.
All right. So you know, when you say you want a total overhaul, restructuring, you know, all of the terms that you made mention of, one thing that came to my mind is now I'm just likening it to that a blood transfusion. You know, when you take out, you know, the whole thing and then you bring in fresh. Is that what you're looking at, so to speak?
Well, according to something that happened recently, when the service chiefs were actually appointed, we saw that about 40 of the top military officials actually, I mean, because of the problem, the culture of not having someone who is lower to you in rank, you know, being promoted to
Chief.
and I think that's in this when we're facing a problem like what we are facing in Nigeria, we need all hands on deck. So basically, it means that those high-ranking officers who have actually resigned are now leaving the fight to the new guys instead of having a situation where we come together, put all hands on deck to try to solve the problem. And in this kind of scenario, that means that these guys who are experienced in the art of war, in the art of combating insurgency, are pulling out simply because of a very frivolous reason, not a reason that actually holds water. So I think that this particular issue is one that we actually need to look into and try to change the situation because I believe that even if they are bringing an officer who is of a lower rank above you, I don't think that should be a problem as long as we are working together to actually achieve a common goal.
All right, let me again quickly bring in Kabir, who is joining us from Gashua in Yobe State. So Kabir, you know, just taking it from where Demola dropped, talking about how officers from regular courses usually go on retirement, when maybe someone they're junior now, so to speak, now, because as we understand, the Chief of Defense Staff is from regular course 33, and the Chief of Army Staff from the regular course 34. And so as it is now, some senior officers, or maybe those of the rank of Major General, just like the Chief of Army Staff in regular course 33, would have to go on forced retirement. I mean, do you think it's a problem when it comes to this? Because Demola is saying that they don't have to go. They could just stay back since they may perhaps maybe, you know, it's a fight for all. They don't have to go and leave it to those that were understudying them. Do you think it's a problem?
Well, if you understand hierarchy in the military, a junior cannot give command to a senior. So definitely, if I am your junior and I am promoted to the rank of Chief of Army Staff, anybody above me must retire. Otherwise, I cannot give such person an instruction because by ranking, he's my senior. So it's not possible that a senior will be in the office and I, as the Chief of Army Staff that's supposed to be your boss, will be junior ranking to you. So I don't think that is fair. It's not done like that in the army. So once they take somebody from a junior rank, all those above such person must step out because that's the only way that his instructions can go across. I cannot give my senior command. He can give me command because by ranking, he's my senior. So I don't think it's possible to have that in the army.
Well, you know, back in the days, we used to hear stories of how they say that in the army, appointment is, how do they put it again? I can't remember how that term is coined, but they say appointments are kind of better than ranks. But it seems it's kind of a conflicting terminology right now. But, you know, hopefully, like Demola said, it's a fight for all. It's a fight for all of us. So hopefully they'll join hands together and, you know, bring this insurgency to an end. But I have to say thank you, Kabir Baba. You joined us via Zoom from Gashua in Yobe State, as well as Demola Adeoko. You joined us also via Zoom from Abuja, Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory.